Hello everyone, it is RedScarTCG here. I am bringing you a deck profile for the one and only Jambo, friend of the channel, friend of organised play events as well. He has been a judge for us in the past. Organised play events ran a online digital battle today, as you can see here, and Jambo himself came in second playing Purple Hybrid, with Fenrir Lugamon Takamikazuchi mode taking first place overall. That was your round 4 opponent, I believe, against
Yeah,
Threshian.
he, yeah, he bent me over. I couldn't do anything. He turned 4 double tackied me. I said, "What the fuck have you just done to me?" And he did it to me game 2, and that was it. And that was the round.
Excellent.
Uh, yeah, it was awful.
So, before we get into the deck list, how do you feel about playing Purple Hybrid in the 2.0 meta then?
I feel like it's like I think purple like as a color in 2.0. Originally for me it was like a trifecta, right? Because it was between Revire, purple hybrid, and Take.
Yeah.
Now obviously Demon Wars has creeped back in.
Which we love to
Um,
see.
Yeah, it's very. Honestly, the guy who won at NA it was such a correct meta call from him because no one was playing Floodgates
Yeah.
apart from like exactly Barrage. So it was like a really good meta call.
Yeah.
But I think purple as a call at the moment is extremely overtuned. And the fact there's like so many different ways that you can play the color as well. So you can revise just a stack deck, deck with like Blade interaction. Take is just like a full blown FTK combo deck.
Yeah.
Uh, Purple Hybrid can play so many different modes. You can play like Death by a Thousand Cuts. You can play Mill. Or it can play obviously like combo as well because you have so much recursion. So the variant that I played was Mill Hybrid with the Merva package. Arguably, I think this variant has fallen out of favor. I think this was the fact I lost it with Take could have been that like I just didn't adapt to the meta. I still think the variant's I still think the variant is still very strong. Um, Possibly just because like Mervamon just reads like an insane card, just allowing for like a century later in the game that you don't have to commit like 2 more Evo lines to get a mill. You can just go Merva, play 2 Velg, and just deck them out. But I'd say over time that the variant's fallen out of favor for more just death by 1,000 cuts. We've seen this in like Singapore and Shanghai where they play the BT7 level 6 Nidhogg engine
Yep.
with the strict set map for more memory and pitches, so you just get more swings with your tamers since you have infinite recursion on them. Yeah, I'd say in 2.0, I'd say Purple Hybrid's easy like top 5 decks in the format.
Yeah, so let's take a look at that deck list then, shall we? So, we've got some standard cards that you might expect to see in Purple Hybrid. We have the Velgramon and the Duskmon combo as 4-ofs, but we've also got some interesting additions as 1-ofs and 2-ofs in occasion here as well. So, if you want to just start, let's talk me through it. We've got, of course, we've got your basic rookie lineup here. You've got the 4 Ukomon searchers and then the limited 1-off. How do you feel that works in the deck?
I think the Ukomon engine is just like a mandatory, like the Ukomon package is mandatory in every hybrid shell at the moment. I think you're doing a disservice to deck building if you're not playing them.
Yep.
Just Ukomon, the fact that like majority of the times when you're going first, if you open an Ukomon, 9% of the time you don't need to mulligan because it will draw you into a piece, and it will hatch another egg the way you convert into another level 3. The problem with Ukomon, it barely comes up anymore. Arguably, right, it's a cuttable card. Because the BTCC Ukomon, in my opinion, is better now because obviously just having access to all 4 of them is better.
Yeah.
But realistically, you don't really need to like cut the cards. You're only cutting if you really need something to cut. Yeah, that's pretty much just the Ukomon package is still the Ukomon package. You just don't get to play all of the broken ones now. You only get to play some of them.
Yeah.
So
You've got your 3 Gabumon, 2 Gazimon, standard purple cards we don't really need to go over. You've got 2 of the Rush Gilmon. I'm assuming that is for your late game, end of attack, end game sort of stage. Play off
yeah,
of a... what's the card that plays off a level 3?
Mervamon.
Mervamon, yeah.
So you can spawn it with Mervamon in the late game if you know you can't deck them out, but you just need damage. It just gains rush on play. But then also it's just like in the mid game as well because it counts both players trash. So you're playing Dusk Velga, right? So eventually you're gonna get 20 cards in both players' graves. So eventually it just becomes like a free damage, a free memory 1 damage, which I think is very efficient on the rate, especially since that's essentially like a mat Duskmon Velga combo that recurs a mat. Obviously you can recur it with mat as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think it's just a solid on play guy,
yeah.
especially because the deck can play like so many different rookies as
And then you've got your one-off Ignitemon for the Mervamon as well for the Digicross aspect. I'm guessing.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty much the only reason. The when attacking can come up sometimes, but not often.
And then, so we've got the meat and potatoes of the actual deck itself. You've got the Duskmon Velgramon combo, and you're comboing that with your 3 Tamers. You've got your standard BT7 Koichi, which is on play, draw one, trash one, and then the new BT, what is it, 16 Koichi?
18.
BT18. These cards are a
Yeah.
little bit difficult to read on screen. Yeah, BT18 Koichi, which is obviously start of your main phase. Trash a hybrid.
Yeah, Trash Hybrids, 10 Warriors, and then you gain a memory.
Yeah.
And then it's inherited as one attacking, add any hybrid of 10 Warriors back.
Yep, so that's your classic combo with your Duskmon and Velgramon. How do you feel about that's obviously your main engine. What do you feel makes it strong right now in the meta?
So it's the same logic of like Armor Rush way back in the day, right? A level 4 that can contest level 6s is just, by game design, inherently strong. The fact it mills you cards, which a lot of purple engines have to pay a large memory up front to do. It essentially the combo is like it essentially is a 1 memory combo with the BT7 Koichi because you always get the underweight to gain memory back.
Yeah.
So it's just really good at turbos your engine. Yeah, it just becomes a level 4 that's like huge, so it lives a lot of the checks. So 90% of the time you are getting the end of attack trigger, and then also because of how end of attack resolves, you have so much agency in your effects, especially because the Duskmon can change your opponent's Digimon to purple, so the Duskmon can interact with your opponent's Digimon via that way.
Yeah.
So you can go like change a level 3 to purple, pop the purple to pop his board, which is like a really like bread and butter combo, but it's still just like incredibly strong.
Mm-hmm.
The engine is very versatile, especially since you can convert it with other hybrids as well, and just other level 4s in the deck. And then because the Dusk and Velga slide back into each other, so you can start doing some degenerate little combos.
Yeah, and I noticed that I see that some decks do choose to play the level 5 Aldermon, the purple red one, for some more aggro and stuff, but I'm noticing that's missing from your list. So, what made you cut it or not even consider it in the first place?
You just don't need it because like you just don't need it at the moment. Because you don't really care about security checks in this deck. Because all your stuff is on Noation. Probably the only security check you actually care about is like full moon meteor impact, but that's really about it. The fact you can it's like majority of security checks will either be like it just kills it, or a option will just kill it. So you're still getting the full value, you just miss out on the end of attack, which is fine.
Yeah.
So you don't really need the protection from the older one inherit.
And you are running 2 1-offs as a level 4 base. So you've got Ginkakumon promote, and then you have Kaiser Leomon. So your Ginkakumon promote is a rush card. You don't have the on play effect of sliding a Kinkakumon underneath it. So
Yeah.
you're using it for the rush, that much is obvious, and I'm guessing you're playing it off with the Mervamon.
So you can play off the Mervamon, and also what you can do is that if you do like the full Dusk Velga combo, and you play into Koichi, you go Koichi Dusk, Gink, so it becomes a 3 damage rush guy
Nice.
essentially, with the Ondoit as well.
And
So it can yes, okay.
it's how often would you say it's come up?
I did it about twice today. It's just a combo that you can do. Um, yeah, it's more for like the Merva. You can play off Merva. You can do the make a summoning sickness tamer have a rush combo. Obviously it didn't really come up today because a lot of the games I was playing, I was either decking them out or I was just making a load of tamers and then recurring them.
Yeah.
I think I did it twice. I think I did it in round 1. I did it in round 3. I think, but it's definitely a mainstay. I'm definitely going to keep it in if I go forward with this deck.
Yeah, and your Kaiser Leomon, that's your classic purple hybrid card. Why have you put that in the deck as well?
It's just another hybrid target you can evo off Dusk because Dusk just says any hybrid level 4 that has matching colors.
That's fair, and
Uh,
you're giving yourself
then
retaliation as well.
so the retaliation can come up sometimes because the Velgamon inherently doesn't have a retail. So sometimes you'll have a board where you just can't alt it with like just like punching into it. Sometimes you have to make cards to give it retail and then crash, and then you get the retail effect and the underweights and stuff.
Yeah, it does activate your inheritables as well, which is quite nice.
Yep.
And then we've got a one-off Argomon, which is a very interesting add to the deck. What's your thoughts process behind adding this card in?
It's just for the hybrid mirrors. So purple hybrid and it's in the most unique situation out of all the hybrid decks. That it is a hybrid deck that can interact with other hybrid decks because essentially it's when would Evo trigger, you tap as many tamers as you want, and so you tap up to 5 tamers to reduce its Evo cost, and then opponent's turn or all your opponent's tamers cannot unsuspend.
Yeah,
And it's on a level 5. So you don't have to commit anything higher than just a Dusk one, essentially, to do it. So what times you can do is that if you're into like a hybrid matchup, majority of the time it's advantageous to just keep checking them if you have an Argo in rotation. So if you go like Dusk, make Velga, mill any amount, get a check in, plays a tamer, oh yeah, sure bro. I'll Argomon pass. And because it's a reduced Evo cost, you can choke with it, or sometimes you can just tap all their tamers reduced by 5 and then keep extending on your turn.
and do you
And then
think
you
that's
just
come up quite a bit?
it didn't come up today, but like Utrecht and the Ulti Cup before Utrecht, it came up a ton. I played 4 red hybrid in the Ulti Cup, and I resolved it every single game in every single of those matchups.
That's pretty good. It's definitely
I
good to have in
resolved
the deck
I,
then.
I resolved it at Utrecht. It won me both games in the best of 3. I resolved it in the mirror at Utrecht, and it won me both games in the best of 3. So the card is like a powerhouse. I'm probably playing 2 in EX8 format. Especially because Medieval Gauntmon's in the game now.
Yeah,
It becomes an actual good Evo target because it's
yeah,
a
I can
green
see
purple.
that.
So you
Um,
can make it with full combo and then just convert it into a Medieval Gaunt.
yeah, that's pretty good. You've got 2 Mervamon in the deck. This is one of your game-ending sort of rush-based cards because you've got 4 Jack Raid in the deck, so you know gaining memory late game is not going to be too difficult for you. Do you feel that this card comes up quite a bit as well?
It didn't come up. It's just like stuff. Anecdotally it didn't come up today, but in the past it's come up a lot. Just in like previous tournaments, it's become a key part of the deck. But there are builds that don't play it. The BT7 Nidhogg build might be better because it just allows you to pump more damage out. And eventually Mervamon becomes very telegraphed, and it means that you don't have to main deck 4 Jack Rage. You can play lower counts to play for other tech cards if you want as well.
Yeah,
So you have other ways of gaining memory. But I'd say just for like a bog standard build, Mervamon's like perfectly fine. If you're like learning the deck or you're picking up for the first time, playing a Mervamon build is like perfectly fine.
that's good. We've got a classic sort of tamer split. Mat's good for getting cards back from the bin, and then you've got your 2 Koichis for your inherited effects, so those are totally normal. We've got memory gain out the wazoo with 4 Jack Raid, 4 Mist, and 2 purple memory boost. Which is very, very standard in purple. Purple likes to gain memory, only really suffers to floodgates, which this deck can also just deal with, which is also pretty good. We've got 2 Rivals Barrage, which is very normal considering you are milling yourself. You will get the Rivals Barrage off sometimes, I'm guessing it's come up.
Yeah, so most of the time it's just a removal spell. But sometimes you just mill it and it becomes a recursion, free
Yeah.
recursion resource, which can be game changing sometimes.
Now, you're also playing 1 copy of Ancient Guardian Deity, which is typically it's found in red and blue hybrid decks, but you've snuck one into your deck list as well, and I'm guessing it's for the easy, cheap tamer recursion.
Yeah, so so it adds a hybrid of 10 Warriors card back from grave and then plays a tamer reduced by 4 from your hand.
Yeah,
So the fact you can cheat out the 4 cost Koichi for only 2 memory is pretty good. It adds back Dustmons, it adds back Kaisers, that bad. Velgas. But the fact you can pitch it off the BT18 Koichi as well to gain a free memory is pretty good. And then the Koichi adds it back when attacking as well. So if you already have all the cards you need in your hand, you can just add it back, and then you have a free extension as well.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You've got your standard one copy of Calling from Darkness, but you're also running one copy of Megiddo Flame as well from EX3.
Yeah. So the logic was in testing against like Mirage, they resolve Hexabile once you lose the game, right? Because with the traditional deck list that we've had Deathswinger and Rivals Barrage's removal, Deathswinger, 90% of the time at the first Hexabile resolution, it's not live, it's not active, it's a dead card in your hand. And then the other one, Rivals Barrage, is too expensive. So in my head, this was like a really cool alternative and like a very good alternative. So its first mode is pop a level 4 lower, but its second mode is you can pop one, you also pop a 6 or lower. So the logic is that it becomes sort of stuff like structure like Gabumon and the Cupimon egg.
Yeah.
The Gabumon promote, you gain a memory. You go Megiddo for 4, you pop it to pop the Hexa, and then you Cupid lets you pitch a card. So in theory, it becomes a 2-cost popper 6, which is extremely good on rate. And then the fact you can recur it with Matt as well if they make another one is very good, in my opinion.
And it's not got a
And
terrible security effect either.
yeah, it just plays a Guilmon, which can come up as well.
Yeah.
Because you're milling them anyway, so.
And then you're playing 4 level 2 Cupimon eggs on deletion, gain a memory, pretty much.
Yeah, it's I think this one's better than Demi-Mera. I think all the options do the heavy lifting in this deck, so.
Yeah, but that's the deck list. It's pretty good. It got you second today, which is a very good achievement. So let's talk just a little bit about your matchups. So what did your rounds look like?
So I had my first 3 rounds were all armor.
Great.
They were all different builds of armor. Round 1, I'm pretty sure it was just a 2-0, I think. Oh no, sorry, it was a 2-1 because game 2 he blitzed on me.
Yes,
But yeah,
classic.
it was like a newer build of Magna. A lot of Magna builds are playing like the old X antibody option now, which I'm not entirely sure why, because you don't need to have a lot of damage step interaction with that deck. But yeah, so essentially the game plan is that they make Magna X, you just start milling them out, and you become like you become very big. And if you hit any tamers along the way, you can make it even bigger. So it becomes a point where you start beating Magna X in DP, so they have disadvantageous blocks and stuff. But Paladin destroys the matchup as well. It's death by 1,000 cuts, isn't it? So you just need to get enough bodies on board.
Yeah.
And that was essentially the same matchup for the first 3 rounds. That was just the same game plan. And then round 4 was Take. But that deck's ridiculous. I don't. I couldn't do anything. Yeah. Gazimon doesn't do anything to it because he can pop it before they even commit the full combo.
Yeah, the Baumon egg is certainly something.
Yeah, essentially the game plan is you deck them out and then hope that you've bricked them on pieces by decking them out. But they have recursion anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then the round 5 was what was it? It was Tyrant. I'm pretty sure he just bricked. I'm not gonna lie. Historically, I think that's a really bad matchup for me, especially like Grand Q Ace because it just pops my tamers and suspends them. But yeah, I think it might have been like matchup knowledge by him, or just like not knowing what to properly do. Eventually, just hit a point where he would play a guy, and then I'd go Duskmon to change its color. So it was just like a level 4 that was stuck on his board that he couldn't do anything with.
Yeah, you can't ace over.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the matchup, and I just death by 1,000 cuts in game 2, and that was it.
Nice. And that got you second place, so well done. You have earned 2 booster boxes of EX8, is that right?
Yeah, it was very good.
I can't remember my own prizing for my event, so we'll take a look. Yeah, first place got 3, second place got 2, and then the rest of top 8 got a box each, and 5 packs for participating, which is
very good.
It's not bad, especially on release weekend as well. I'm still to pick up EX8, so I need to find it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna get any. I don't really care about it. And then I looked at the deck lists and I went, I kind of want to play like 4 decks in this set, so I need to get some.
Barbamon X is cooking.
No, it's not. Barbamon X can stay in the bulk binder.
if Tessero's playing it, there's got to be something to it.
No, I
Okay,
don't.
all
I
right.
don't rate it.
I'll let you off.
I don't rate it. But that'll do us for this deck profile. Thank you very much, Jambo, for coming along and talking to us. Do you have any socials to shout out for yourself?
Yeah. So for YouTube is JamboTCG. I tried to upload locals from Manchester's fanboy. Same locals as Elixir, by the way. Go check him out as well.
Yeah.
Uh, and I tried to get deck profiles out. I think the last one I had was Nume a couple months ago.
Boo.
Godfish Jambo on Twitter, and that's probably about it for my social.
That's pretty good. They'll be linked in the description as well for you to click and check out. But yeah, that's going to do us. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and we'll see you in the next Digimon related video of some sort, somewhere down the line.
Hey guys.
Bye.